Now the axis is a continuation of the problem. So now the axis is inclined to, appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degrees now. So since the axis is inclined, appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degrees, so he has given the apparent inclination now. So now we have to check that axis in the second position top view, whether it is having apparent inclination or a true inclination. Because the problem, he says axis appears to be, so he has given the apparent inclination. If we check in the second, because the second position top view you need to reproduce in the third position top view, so naturally we have to check only that particular condition. So once the slant edge is inclined, once the slant edge is resting on HP, so obviously the axis will going to become inclined to HP. Since the axis becomes inclined to HP, so in the top view you will going to get the apparent length. Here O1 to O will going to be in apparent length. But the inclination given is also apparent inclination, so we can reproduce the same sketch directly on the 45 degree line. That is how we can decide that whether apparent inclination is beta inclination need to be found out or not, we will be able to know. So since we have to reproduce the same sketch here on the 45 degree line, so consider any point on the XY line, and using the protractor you measure an angle of 45 degree with respect to the XY line and then draw a inclined line, 45 degree line. Then by using the compass you measure the length from O to O1 and consider any point on that 45 degree line, and you mark that point as O and cut an arc on that 45 degree line to get this point O1 and then extend it. So you mark this point as O1. Then by using the compass you measure the length from O to D and transfer on that 45 degree line from O to D to get this point D. Similarly, you measure the distance from O to E, and from the same point O you mark it on 45 degree line to get this point A. Then you measure the length from O to this point. From O you cut an arc on that 45 degree line, got OD line to get this point here. Then since CE is perpendicular to OD, so from this point by using the protractor you measure an angle of 90 degree with respect to that inclined line OD and then draw an inclined line. Then from this point to C and also from this point to E, both will going to have the same distances. By using the compass you measure it. Then with the same point here cut an arc on this side to get this point C, and also from this point cut an arc on this side to get this point E, and you name them CE. Similarly, from O to this point you measure from using the compass. From O you transfer it on to OD line here to get this point here. Since BF is perpendicular to OD, so from this point by using the protractor you measure an angle of 90 degree and then draw a perpendicular line to that inclined line OD. Then by using the compass you measure the distance from this point to B and also from this point to F. Then from the same point here to cut an arc on this side to get this point B, and also from this point cut an arc on this side to get this point F, and name them B and F. Once you transfer all these points here, then join them and dark them exactly the similar fashion of that of the second position top view, including visible and invisible edges. Once you get this reproduction of the third position top view, then we need to write the front view. So draw a horizontal projector from D dash and O dash, and draw a vertical projector from D and O to get this point D dash and O dash. Then draw a horizontal projector from C dash and E dash, and draw a vertical projector from E and C to intersect at the point E dash and C dash in the front view. Similarly, draw a horizontal projector from O1 dash and draw a vertical projector from O1 to intersect at this point O1 dash. Then draw a horizontal projector from F dash and B dash, and draw a vertical projector from F to intersect at this point F dash, and from B to intersect at this point B dash. Then draw a horizontal projector from A dash and draw a vertical projector from A to intersect at this point A dash. So name them. So once you complete this, then draw join A dash to B dash, B dash to C dash, C dash to D dash, D dash to E dash, E dash to F dash, and F dash to A dash. Now similarly join between O dash to A dash, O dash to B dash, O dash to C dash, O dash to A dash, and O dash to F dash. Then join with the center line O dash to O1 dash with the center line mark. Now all these things have to be done by using the continuous thin lines. Now we have to dark them. So now we have to apply the condition of visibility and invisibility. So here all the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solids are visible. This is the first condition of the visibility. That is O dash B dash, B dash A dash, A dash F dash, F dash A dash, A dash B dash, and B dash O dash. All are on the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solid, so you dark them. Now when you look from the front view, A, B, C, D, E, F is near to the observer, so it is also obvious from this three-dimensional sketch also. O is behind, O1 is on this side. Since it is at 45, we will not be able to have the clarity that they can be seen here. A, B, C, D, E, F is the surface which is near to the observer, so it becomes visible. So you dark between B dash to C dash and C dash to D dash. All are visible here. So the entire surface. Since O1 dash is on that surface, so O1 dash becomes visible. So it is also evident here. O1 is nearer to you. That is O1 dash is nearer and O dash is away. So O1 dash is nearer. So O1 dash is visible. So now we are left out with A dash, O dash, F dash, O dash, A dash, O dash, and C dash, O dash. So from C dash, you can see there are three emanating edges. One is C dash O dash, other one is C dash B dash, and C dash D dash. Since C dash D dash and C dash B dash is visible, so naturally C dash O dash is also visible. Now, when you consider the slant edges F dash O dash and A dash O dash, both are crossing the visible edge of B dash C dash. So obviously F dash O dash and A dash O dash will going to become invisible. Similarly, C dash B dash, C dash D dash is visible, so naturally A dash O dash is crossing that edge C dash D dash, so A dash O dash will going to become invisible. So now we want to check whether the problem is right or wrong. In the final solution, you can see we are going to frame the problem now. A hexagonal pyramid of 25 mm sides of base and 50 mm axis length rests on one of its slant edges on HP. Draw its projections when the axis appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degrees. So it is appears to be inclined to 45 degrees to VP. So since we are considered all the conditions of the problem, and hence the problem is right.